squad. The Cowboys will be looking to build off a dominating Week 1 performance when they take on the Saints in Jerry's World on Sunday. Dallas controlled all 3 phases of the game against Cleveland and now should have a tough test versus the Saints, who dismantled the Panthers. All right, what do you need to see, Elle, this weekend from the Cowboys to believe they are legit Super Bowl contenders?
There's not a damn thing they can show me this weekend. There's not one single thing they can show me this weekend, because I feel like this has become an annual tradition. Yeah. Every year, the Cowboys get some win early on in the season, and we go, oh, Super Bowl, here we go. And we overreact, and then they underperform, and we just repeat, wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. This is a really good regular season team that has been well established. I'm not doing any victory laps because they picked on a Browns team that, personally, I said last week on this very show, featured a quarterback who I think is done. We do not have to write the book on Deshaun Watson anymore. It's over, chapter closed. I don't think he's any good. Apart from that, talk to me when they at least have to face the Ravens. Or look past the Giants and Steelers and talk to me when they play the Lions and the Niners, because right now, the Cowboys are 11-11 over the last 3 seasons against playoff teams. That means they're a total and complete toss-up. And the one thing, despite all the good feelings that were happening after that Browns game, that stood out to me, what's one of the issues that's always sort of punctuated the Mike McCarthy era? Sloppy penalties. I'll give them a little grace that it was week 1, but they were a hot mess in that department last week as well.
And that should have been rectified after the playoffs.
Here you go.
I'm interrupting you, Elle, because you have contaminated the tenor of this show. I can't allow that to happen. I can't allow that to happen. I'm very, very disappointed in the soliloquy that you just put out there. Not because you were inaccurate, because you were 100% accurate with every syllable you uttered. My issue with you is that you didn't bring the laughter with it, because there were. You have to. I mean, you can't just be all serious talking about the Dallas Cowboys. It's a comedy show, because they do this to their fan base all the time, and their fan base, the disgusting, nauseating, delusional fan base that they are, which allows me to troll them constantly. They fall right into it. They're the gift that keeps on giving. Let's look at this RC right here. Let me throw this by you, RC, right here. This is since 2016, the Dak Prescott era. Their record in September, 17-10, 7th in the NFL. October, 20-11, 5th in the NFL. November, 20-15. See Thanksgiving holiday, see how that goes? All right, they fall a 9th. In December, however, they're 24-9, which is 3rd in the National Football League. And then comes January, that new year, right around playoff time. The record is 4-9, regular season and playoffs. 4-9, 24th in the NFL. They are the gift that keeps on giving. We don't talk about them with that seriousness on this show, Elle, waxing eloquently the way that you did. Make sure next time you interrupt your soliloquy with some laughter, because they warrant it.
You got it.
Stephen A.
You got it.
Stephen A. It's too early for us to be laughing. It's too early for us to be waiting on the demise. At some point during the season, we got to do some actual analyzing of who the Dallas Cowboys are. Right?
Well,
and that's what this,
well,
and that's why
it's
this
the
week
same
is
every
cool.
year. It's the same every year. Go rewind the clock on your tapes from last year, RC. It's the same thing. Go
RC,
look at
you
it.
really think
Right
they're gonna
around
be Super
that
Bowl
time,
contenders?
too. It's right there.
I think that,
RC, be serious.
Here's what's the cool part about it is right now, I don't know if they're Super Bowl contenders or not. Normally, at this point of the season, we are crowning the Dallas Cowboys and saying because they won one game, because we've talked about them all off season, this is the team to beat in the NFC. That ain't what we doing right now. Actually, the entire offseason, we crushed the Dallas Cowboys. We crushed Jerry Jones. We said they weren't going out and making improvements on who they were. We said that we thought, at least before Sunday at about 11 o'clock when Dak broke the bank, right, when the Brinks truck was backing up and we heard beep, 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 right, which is probably the same one that's going to back up over general manager Andrew Berry, who signed Deshaun Watson to $230 million guaranteed at some point.
Bloop.
Like, we said that this team hadn't improved, that this team hadn't taken care of their players, but they took care of their quarterback, took care of their wide receiver, and now they went out and produced. What are you going to do against the Saints when they bring that 5-man rush? When Alontae Taylor is brought in the fire zone, is Dak Prescott going to handle the blitz this week the way he handled it against the Cleveland Browns? Is Michael Parsons, are the New Orleans Saints not going to have a plan for Michael Parsons? Are the New Orleans Saints going to attack the left corner because he isn't Deron Bland, because he certainly isn't Trayvon Diggs. And so there's actually a lot to talk about in this game because I don't know if they're good. I don't know if Mike McCarthy can fix the penalty problems. I don't know if we're going to get to a point
What do you mean you
at
don't
this
know?
season. I don't.
He never has.
Well, my point is this, Stephen A. You may not get to a point where you get to put your little stupid cowboy hat on and fake smoke your cigar because they may never be that good this season.
Wait a minute. First of all, it's not a stupid hat. It's a very nice
I said it's
cowboy
fake.
hat. Let's get that out the way. Isn't
Yes,
that
do
fake?
the accent.
Secondly, that
I'm
cigar.
actually into
that
cowboy
cigar.
hats.
I have gone to a couple of cigar bars and I've puffed and passed on a couple of
Yeah.
cigars.
Can't
So
do that.
Pass
it's
the
not
cigar.
always fake.
Yeah.
Please don't pass
I
the
just don't
cigar.
do it on national television. You understand? I don't do it on national
Wrong,
television.
puff, puff,
But I will do that. But thirdly and more importantly, I think we know this is real. We know that Dak is real during the regular season. We know that CeeDee Lamb is real, period, okay? We know that Brandon Cooks is no scrub. We know that Ezekiel Elliott can give you something in short yardage situations. And we know Micah Parsons and Dexter Lawrence and those brothers can get at the quarterback.
Southern
We
Steve,
do know that.
We've got a lot of weeks to talk about the Cowboys, but you're in Vegas for a reason. Coming up, bantamweight champ Sean